Hi, Eric Gibaud, Gibaud.com, and today, thanks to photosura.com, I'm going to present you the gimbal for smartphone by Benro, the 3XS Lite. Let's start. I'm using my iPhone 11 Pro Max to record. I'm using the app Filmic Pro because I really don't like the software that comes with the gimbal. Most software that come with gimbals are really lousy, really limited, and basically useless for what I do. I'll speak a bit more about it, but well, okay, let's carry on. Right now I'm recording with the app by Filmic Pro called Double Take. I'll leave you a link top right if you want to look at the review of of this app. So you have an idea of stabilization. I'm going to run, not that fast because pick at the same time, but you can have a look. So this is not really thought for running, but I'm not sure, maybe you have to run one day, so it is. This is how it looks. I'm going to start recording with my Olympus, so you can see the gimbal itself. Right now you've seen me and you've seen results, but you have not seen the gimbal, so it's time to show you. Okay. So here's the beast. I will show you folded after. It comes with a mini tripod, but well, this is really a basic tripod. It's okay to put on the table to calibrate the gimbal, but really if you want to have something steady, you will need another mini tripod or any tripod you want to use, because this is really weak, I think. Okay, it's free, it's included. Oh, it's free, it's included, but I think it's not really a good point. I'm going to speak about the good and the bad point. The first, I'll show you just one bad point because I'm really annoyed with it. As you can see, I can orient it, but if I go like this, automatically it will go vertical. And that's a problem. If I go on the other side, no problem, okay? But if I go this way, it goes vertical automatically. So if I'm doing like some kind of following someone, I go like this, it messes up my take. So I can go only the other side if I want to do the take this way. No? So I think this is a problem. So now we're going to speak about the pros, and then we'll go back to the cons. Well, first pro, the size when it's folded, it's really small. It fits in your bag, in your pocket. That's okay, that's great. I'll show you folded. It's really good. Second good point, the price. Price, I think it's under 90 euros. So I think it's a very good price. It's cheaper than the DJI Osmo Mobile 3 that I use. I'll do some review someday. It's very funny because I've got the gear. I don't have all this time to show you, but I'll do a review. The mini tripod, that small plus, well, just to calibrate, or you don't have any tripod yet, so it's okay, but I don't think it's worth telling it's a big feature, okay? The battery life is great, 24 hours continuous recording. Obviously, I don't say that when you go to sleep you have to charge in the morning. I say continuous recording when you connect it, right? When it's switched on. So if you go traveling 1 week, I think, unless you're recording every day several hours, I think the battery life is great. It's really good. This is the XS Lite version. There is a version without light. The difference is that when it's the no light version, you can actually charge your phone wireless through here. So you can actually plug a power pack down here with USB, and then you can charge your phone. So it can be handy if you're recording for several hours and you need to charge your phone while you do it. It's possible. On this light version, it's not possible. Well, okay. There's also a connector for microphone here, so you can actually plug your microphone here and then plug in the phone. So I think this is a really good point if you're using an external microphone. Switches and buttons are well placed. I think they're really easy to use, really practical. I think this is a good point. And there's also a button you can configure for several features. It can be used, so I think it's a plus. You can configure, you have your one of the button, you can actually configure the way you want. And they are really easy access, it's smooth, it's nice. This works fine. Now let's speak about the bad points. Well, first of all, as I showed you before, this is the way it switches, okay? There's buttons, you can flip horizontal or vertical, the gimbal, but actually it makes quite a lot of vibrations. I don't think it's usable if you want to make some kind of effects, you know? Of course, it's quick to start a new video from vertical to horizontal, that's okay, but I don't think this is
usable if you want to make some kind of special. Whoa, I went vertical right now. Okay, so as you can see, it vibrates too much, I think.
Then another big problem, if you're using an iPhone like me with an ultra wide lens, you actually see this motor in there. I'll show you.
Camera of my iPhone, I see the motor right here. If you have a smartphone with an ultra wide camera, or you use an extra lens like a moment wide, or you use whatever ultra wide by Sandmark or whatever, you will see the motor. So it means that you cannot use this gimbal for that.
With big phone like this, as you can see, it touches the motor here, so that limits the way you can move. And if you want to do like, you want to go down and then it touches, cannot go further, so that limits a lot the movement you can do. This happened with other gimbal that are foldable, like the Osmo Mobile 3, but not as much. I don't know, I think the arm is a bit longer or a bit different, and I've got the Osmo 3, I don't have that problem that much, but it does touch, but you can move a lot more than this. This is really limiting, so if you're using a large phone, it won't work for many movements, and this is a serious problem. And now the worst point of all, I think, is not just for this gimbal, but with most gimbal, it comes with a piece of software, so it's supposed to help you to do many things like time lapse, motion video lapse, video obviously, many things. And you see that really limited in many ways. Time lapse, for example, that's good because you can pick the point where it starts and where it finishes, and it will make you a series of pictures. You can actually do motion lapse. You have even a beauty effect if you make pictures. So I just lose 20 years in 1 second. But these software are really bad. Why? Because they're really thought for the American, Australian, and South American market. So the frame rates are really limited. They have 30 and 60 frames per second. So if you wanted to do cine look with 24, you cannot do it. But if you live in Europe, where the frequencies of light is 50 Hertz, in the US it's 60 Hertz, you need to have a frame rate like 25 and 50 if you want. Otherwise, if you're indoor with light on, it will flicker. And this is a serious problem. So it means this software, you cannot use it. I always do all my video in 25 images per second. So this is why when I recorded the presentation at the start, I use Filmic Pro, because I can put 25 frames per second. And it means that if I had recorded in 30 images per second, when I mount it on Final Cut Pro, it will drop some frame to adapt to 25 images per second. So I will see some small flickering. But also, I could not synchronize my voice anymore, because part of the video will be in 25 and other part recorded in 30. That will be a problem. So I don't understand why they don't put 25 and 50 also. They have clients all over the world. I don't think that's complicated to get a software that does 24, 30, 60, 25 and 50. That would be that easy. I don't know why they don't do that. Okay, so this software just, if you're going to record everything in 30 or 60, that's no problem, and then you mount everything always in 30 or 60, no problem. But if you want to do like cinematic look, forget it. If you want to mix with 25, it's not usable. So this software at the end, you're not going to use it if you're serious about using a gimbal, like trying to make short movie or a video clip or whatever. And if you're doing vlogging, that's okay. So I think it's too limiting. And the app doesn't let me, I can pick a front or back camera, but doesn't let me pick any of the three cameras my iPhone has. So that's not logical. I cannot pick the camera I want to use, and that limits a lot the use of this software. Well, when you want to fold it, just you can take out the small tripod. Then you have a lock here, so it's locked. And then you have a small button you have to press. It says push, so it's not that complicated. So once it's folded, doesn't take any space, it will fit in your bag without any problem. So I do think this is a great space if you're traveling and you want to have a small bag, all this, and the space-wise, it's really okay. Well, it's the same size as the DJI Osmo 3 Mobile 3 anyway. But I think these new kind of gimbal are really great for traveling, but then there are some limitations. Well, that's it. Here's my opinion. Would I buy it myself? No, I wouldn't. Why? Because the ultra wide shows the motor in the frame, so that's a problem. With a big phone, it's really limited. The movement you can do are too limited, so this is a problem for me. And also, I think the software is really useless, so it means you will need a third-part software anyway. And for me, it's no good. Mainly for the thing, because you see the motor in the ultra-wide lens. Okay. Would I recommend it to some people? Yes. If you have a really small phone, a small budget, and you're going to record in 30 or 60 images per second and use this software, or use a third-part software anyway. But if you use the third-part software, some buttons won't be usable anyway, so you can really use them only with the Benro software. So would I recommend it? Really, if you're on a tight budget and you have a small phone and no ultra-wide. Otherwise, it's going to be useless really soon. You know, do a day or two, depending on what you do, you will be disappointed and it won't work for you. Obviously, before gimbal costs 300 euros minimum. So you think about it, this one is about 90 euros. So you think, well, I cannot complain about that. I get something for what I pay for, and that's right. So you cannot believe in miracle, but honestly, if you're serious about using a gimbal for your smartphone, I think there are some better options, and you should look at them before buying that, honestly, unless you're really on a tight budget, but really, honest. A DJI Osmo 3 is not that much more expensive anyway. So thank you for watching the video. Thank you, Photosura, for lending me the gimbal and let me tell anything I want, even if it may be a problem for selling the product later, because people think, well, Eric said it was not a good product, so we won't buy it. They always let me tell what I want. I appreciate that. If you have not subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, please do it. There is a small button here, and also a small bell. If you click on the bell, you get notified when I upload a new video. My website, ericgibaud.com. If you have any question, you can leave a comment below or send me an email to info@ericgibaud.com. Below, also put links of my gear on Amazon, also links to other part of my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Bye.